so sorry for that little delay on the stream, but I am here and it looks like everything is going good on my end as per usual. I'm just going to wait to start the video stream until I see it on my end go through. But welcome. Thank you to all of you who are here already. Um, I'm so excited to see how many people are here live. That's awesome. And yeah, keep those comments and things coming and those introductions as I wait for just a minute to make sure the stream actually works. There it is. There it is. Okay, perfect. Now I'm getting everything on my end 100%. So I can pop on in and say hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another one of these live lockdown weekend workshops. I am your host, Alexis, also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. I am a online entrepreneur who helps overwhelmed women manage their time, energy, and expectations so they can get their ideas out of their head and onto paper and get down to business creating their dream life. So, welcome to today's class. As you may have seen from the intro screen or from the title, today's class is all about creating your ideal customer avatar. I'm sure some of you may already know what that is. It's also sometimes known as the ideal customer profile or ideal client profile. Adjust the words as necessary. I just call it the ideal customer avatar. I think that sounds the best to me, personally. But that's what we're going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching you guys today. And so we have a little bit, not a little bit, this class is hopefully going to be an hour. That is my hope, right? So we're going to have a part of this, most of this is going to be a lecture with slides as per my usual. And so if you guys have been on one of my classes before, you guys know the drill with that. For any of you who have never been on a class before or have been wondering like why I format the class this way, you guys may not kind of realize this on your end, but for my end over the years of doing YouTube and doing sorts of classes like this, I find that the lecture style with the slides on screen is helpful, especially for my international viewers. I have a lot of people who are outside of the US, and hopefully right now, many of you who are live with me are going ahead and leaving your name and your location and the business that you run in the comments, because I would love to hear more about that or what business you would like to ideally run. So it makes it easier for my international viewers who perhaps are not, English is not their first language. And also, I think it helps just people in general for me to have those slides, right? It makes it easy for you to take a screenshot if you need to. I don't supply my slides to, the public. I keep those for myself, but, you've got the replay, you've got the ability to see basically everything I'm talking about on screen. So if you're ever curious as to why I do it this way, I know it's like not the most 100% professional way to be doing a class like this, but I know it's the way that works for my audience. And, hopefully it's been valuable for you. Like I said, we're going to probably go about an hour today. I do have a lot of things to talk about. We are going to be doing an activity, so make sure that you have a pen and a notebook ready. So many of you guys have been reaching out to me about these classes, telling me that like they've been so chock full of information, and this one is going to be another one that's just chock full. But I do hear you guys talking about how this is, they've been going long, right? They've been 2 hours or longer than 2 hours, and as much as I would love to stay here with you all day, I really probably would love to sit with you guys live all day and talk. Obviously, that's not, possible for everyone, and I do need to think about the replay viewers who are watching this. So I'm going to try to keep today an hour. We're going to try, okay? We'll see what happens. So if you are a replay viewer, welcome. Thank you for checking out the replay. Feel free to continue to interact with me down in the comments if you're not here with like the live chat, because I still check those and I still answer questions, and I still have, formatted this class to, be something that a replay viewer would still be able to enjoy, and you're going to get so much information. Trust me, you are going to be so glad you clicked on this video, I promise. And if you would like to join me for my next live class, you guys, I'm doing these every week in October on Saturdays at 2 p.m. So I do have my live class schedule link down below if you guys want to see like what's upcoming. I'm doing these every week. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like after April, but we're trying this once a week thing for April. See what happens, since we're all home with the lockdowns anyway, right? So let me go ahead and say hello to everyone in the comments, because I've totally been ignoring you guys. I am so sorry. Really quick, let me just take this stuff off screen. Yeah, okay, so let me go scroll. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here, and please, I would love it if you guys could give me a thumbs up on this video. I'd so appreciate it. So, welcome, Marilyn. You were the first one here. At least you were the first one in my chat. So, welcome. You get to be the first, right? So, Miss Jackson, welcome. Nikita from Bangalore. You've been here for a few, I believe. Nikita, thank you. Welcome. The Only Raw Goddess, welcome. Edie from Maryland, one of my OGs. I'm so glad to see you here, Edie. I hope you get some good value from today's class. Joanne from Texas. Hello, Joanne. She's another one of my long-term viewers. We're in a long-term relationship, me and you. Ocean Lady, hope all is well with you as well. Everything is fine with me. You know, I've been staying inside and doing what I'm supposed to do, and life is going good. Kebab at Tiffany's, welcome, welcome. Maria, I'm sorry. Sometimes I my cadence is a little off with these. Maria from Mexico, welcome. Mariana from Mexico. I've got a couple of Mexico people here. Awesome. Gloria from Georgia. Tony from the UK. She's a self-employed nanny. Awesome. Yeah, definitely let me know what your guys' businesses are all about. And why that's helpful is it's good for me to have references for you guys, like what kind of businesses I'm talking to. You know what I mean? Like, am I talking to product-based businesses? Am I talking to service-based businesses? It'll really help me to know a little bit more about you guys so that I can kind of cater, what's it called? Mold. That's what I mean. Mold my content for you guys in the future to something that, is a little bit more pertinent to you. Hello, Jennifer Powers from Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Welcome, Jennifer. You're another one who's been in a couple of these, so welcome. And Riva from the Bahamas. Okay, you guys. So those are all of the comments, shout outs I'm seeing right now. So feel free to, as you guys, people enter, I'm sure we're only a few minutes into this. So, as people enter, please feel free to leave your name, your location, and details about your business. And I just love to hear more about you guys and learn more about you guys. Welcome, Slim. Oh, Slim at Home Mom from Ohio. Welcome, neighbor. I'm in Pennsylvania. Hopefully you have your drinks on the ready. As you guys know, I've got my gigantic ice water here. I also have my double espresso. I already had one of these, so that's why I'm on like a 10 right now. Let's see if we can take it to an 11. And Slim, what is your name, Slim? If you don't mind me asking, I will try to commit this to memory. You are a health and wellness-based business. Awesome. Awesome. Gloria does home decor. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you guys for sharing that information with me. Okay, so let's go ahead. And the first thing, just like we've been doing before we get into the slides, I think what we need to do is I need to do, right? So that I can stay focused on what we're doing is let's go ahead and do a little bit of an intention for this class, a little bit of like a group sort of meditation. So you guys, if you've been here already with me with these, you know that the way that I kind of run this. So let's go ahead and sit back in our chair, feet flat on the ground, or if you're sitting on the floor and you like to sit cross-legged, go ahead, do that. I want you to have your hands, wrists up in front of you, on your lap, wherever, on your desk. If you're sitting at a desk like me, let's square our shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, open up our chest, right? Get our energy flowing. And we're going to start a little bit of a breathing exercise. We're going to breathe in through our nose. Hold it at the top for 2-3 seconds. Exhale through the mouth, and let's do it again. In through the nose. Hold it at the top. 2, 3, exhale. And one more time. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Excellent. And really quickly, I'm just going to set a little intention for us here in class today. So, my purpose in creating and sharing this workshop today is to help those of you in my community who are eager to fulfill your business goals. My intention is that the information that I share with you today will give you new insight or inspiration to take action on all of those goals and plans that you have, and that through that action, you will achieve great things. So that is my wish for you today. That's my prayer and my intention for you. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the workshop. Okay, so as per the usual, where is my slides? They're right here. Okay, and I will go into full screen. Oh, there we are. Okay, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna close some, hold on, let me close some things out here. And I will see your comments on my phone. Okay, so welcome to today's workshop, which is all about creating your ideal customer avatar. So, for those of you who are businesses, you may already know what this is. And if you're not, I'm really excited for the opportunity to be able to explain to you this very crucial piece of your business that every single business, every single influencer, every single person who's trying to use the internet to market themselves, and even offline too. This is not just internet related information here, offline as well. This is very pertinent information, so make sure you get those pens and notepads ready because this is an excellent activity. And as per the usual with my workshops, I'm going to be talking not just on this subject, and we're not just going to be just going through an activity for creating your ideal customer avatar, but you guys know I tend to talk around the topic a lot and kind of try to frame how this information should be placed in your business in a way. So there's a lot of value I know already going into this workshop today. So please take notes, pay attention, stay focused. I really hope this information helps each of you improve your business, your endeavors, your goals moving forward. So, what you're going to learn today, you're going to learn how to define your ideal customer avatar, right? First, if you don't know what an ideal customer avatar is, you're going to learn what that is today. You're going to learn why it's an essential element of all businesses, and you're going to learn how it'll help you with multiple aspects of your brand and business. And I'm going to go into what those aspects are in just a moment. Now, in addition to that, a small portion of today's workshop at the very end is going to be talking about my CEO strategy planner, which is a new offering that I have in my shop, and what I consider the ultimate business planning tool for creative business owners. And the activity and information that we're actually discussing today is going to help you craft an essential part of that creative business plan. So if you guys already have the CEO strategy planner and you're looking at, that brand and business overview spread on in your planner, you'll know that this, understanding who your ideal customer is part of that. And that's really what inspired me to go deep on this topic today, right? So yes, I just want to be very upfront and clear with you guys before we begin that part of this workshop today is me showing you something that's awesome and valuable that you might consider buying. But there's no pressure to buy, and you will still get tons of value from this if you keep an open mind. So don't think this is just like all sales, sales, sales. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to get a ton of information and content. And then at the end, we'll talk about something that you could buy that would help you with all of this moving forward if you're interested, but there's no pressure, right? So, who is this class for? This class is for anyone who considers themselves a creative business person, right? So, online shop owners, designers, photographers, coaches, authors, digital and physical product creators, and even product or information curators, just to name a few, right? Any current or aspiring influencers. So, if you consider yourself an influencer, or you want to be an influencer, like a blogger, a YouTuber, an Instagram influencer, podcaster, etc., this class is for you. And overall as well, I would say that this class is also for anyone who works in branding and marketing for yourself or others, right? So I've had a lot of comments in my previous workshops in this series talking about how, the business tips that I'm giving you aren't just for people who run their own businesses, but lots of times it's great information for you to have if you work in a business setting. So yeah, I definitely could see how this can be applied to other business owners as well. And specifically, when I used to work in a Fortune 50 career, I could see how this information would have been helpful for me as well. So absolutely can apply to anyone, not just business owners, but obviously business owners, you're exactly who I'm talking to today, right? So let's talk a little bit more about all those areas of your business that this topic is going to help you with, okay? So if you are struggling to build an audience, or your audience isn't growing anymore, or you have a following but little engagement from your following, guess what? This class is for you. You're in the right place if that sounds like you. If you don't know what you should post about, or you struggle to fill your editorial calendar with content, guess what? This class is for you too, okay? So if that sounds like you, in the right place. If you don't have many new sales or signups, or you just aren't sure what products and services to create for your business, guess what? This class is for you, okay? So if that sounds like you, are in the right place as well. And if you're not sure what to charge for your products or services, or you're concerned you're charging too little or too much, this class is for you. This is a very common question I get, and I definitely think it's something that can be addressed all within the scheme of your ideal customer avatar. You're probably thinking, wow, how does this apply to everything? Don't you worry, I'm going to explain it all to you in today's class. But first, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I'm sure most of you guys know who I am if you're following me. But, I do recognize that this is live on YouTube and people could find me that don't know me. So hello, hi, my name is Alexis, and I'm also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. I am a full-time creative entrepreneur. I design and sell productivity and business tools to help creative women get their ideas out of their heads and onto paper so they can get down to business. So if that sounds like you, I might be the creative entrepreneur, online buddy, content creator for you. And I would say, like, a little bit of my claim to fame, why you should be listening to me, why I might know what I'm talking about, that whole thing. In 2014, I left my stable Fortune 50 career to work full time for myself. I run a 6-figure passive income business from home or from wherever I am at the moment. And I've taught hundreds of women my methods and processes, and I would love to pass on some of my wisdom to you as well. So definitely have some experience in this arena talking about these sorts of topics. I'd love to be able to impart some of my wisdom onto you. So let's go ahead and just jump into the content of this class head in, right? So let's talk about understanding the ideal customer avatar if this is something that is new to you. So the ideal customer avatar is a model of who you want to market to. They are the individual you are uniquely qualified to serve. And I think this is a very important thing to remember because, there's a lot of different but competitive businesses out there within different segments of the market and within different niches. And a lot of times, people, when you get started, right, you might think that you might not be qualified to be serving a certain audience, right? But there's always going to be people within a given audience that are at different levels. So by understanding your customer avatar, your ideal customer avatar, you're going to be able to pinpoint the people that you actually are qualified to sell to work with. That's going to help you really get clear on the segment of the market that belongs to your business or could belong to your business, right? And knowing this can help you position your business in a crowded market and give you a specific niche of people to sell to. It's basically what I just said. If you don't, if you're not sure about your niche, if you're not sure about who you're going to be able to sell to, this is actually going to be able to help you identify the right people. Now, as much as we would all love to say that our products or services are valuable to everyone, we all know that that isn't true, right? Even if you do have a product that could theoretically be used by everyone, it's impossible to market to everyone effectively, right? So you don't, right? You don't try to market to everyone. You choose your ideal customer based on your business strengths and vision, and you focus on them. And that's what the ideal customer avatar is all about. So it doesn't mean that you're only going to end up selling to one specific type of person. It just means that you're going to align your messaging and your marketing to one specific person so that you're building an audience and attracting a community that's filled with people that fill that mold, okay? So this is how the ideal customer avatar works and like what it's all about, right? So really quickly, I want to walk through what I consider to be a very timely and pertinent example of how the customer avatar works, right? And we're going to use an example, a practical example, in terms of toilet paper marketing, right? Because right now we're in a time where toilet paper is scarce, right? Where maybe we're all a little bit less picky about the brand that we're buying, okay? But let's be really honest here. Toilet paper, everyone uses toilet paper. It's one of those products that you could, if you run a toilet paper company, you could say, everyone wants my product. Everyone is potentially my customer. And although that's true, you don't want to position your branding that way or else you'll go crazy trying to market to everyone, right? So let's think about toilet paper. There are loads of brands of toilet paper out there, brand names, right? Generic. There's different varieties and textures, but really anyone could use any option of toilet paper. They're essentially all the same and serve the exact same function, right? There's really only, there's a few things you can do with toilet paper, but one thing most that we do with toilet paper, right? Let's not get too into the details here. But toilet paper brands market themselves very differently to cater to one specific customer. So in order to illustrate this, I want to do a little brand face-off with Charmin versus Scott. Charmin brand toilet paper and Scott brand toilet paper are popular brands in the United States. If you're from Europe, UK, anywhere else, Australia, Middle East, Asia, South America, wherever you're from, if you don't know what those brands are, they're just two very prominent brands of toilet paper, okay? So let's look at Charmin first. This is a Charmin ad, okay? And let's try to understand who is this ad targeting, okay? So what do we have here? We've got the Charmin logo, which you always see is in like the pillowy cloud look. Their slogan here is enjoy the go. Enjoy the go. We know what they mean there, okay? We've got some cute little bears, animated bear family here, daddy and maybe a little boy wearing his glasses, and they're carrying a giant roll of toilet paper, obviously we're not worried about perspective here. These aren't mini bears, are they? Maybe they're mini bears. They're illustrated. It doesn't matter. But why are we making the toilet paper gigantic and the bears teeny tiny? Because they want you to see the quilting on that toilet paper, right? That it has a cool little design on there. It kind of looks like a little fishies, doesn't it? A little Pisces on there. Doesn't it look like that a little bit? But you can see the pillowiness of it. So obviously they're not going for accuracy and scale here, right? So who is this ad targeting? Can you think of who this ad's targeting? Go ahead and leave me some comments. Who do you think this ad is targeting? Because this ad does have a very specific person they're targeting. So when it comes to Charmin, they're all about the toilet paper comfort factor, okay? They use an adorable animated bear family to hit home that their product is the most comfortable to use. And if you've ever used Charmin, you know that their product is on the plush side of toilet paper. So it is accurate marketing. It is accurate for them to say, we have soft, gentle, pillowy toilet paper. They do, okay? Definitely they do. So who is being marketed to in this ad? Well, let's kind of gather some facts about who we see being marketed to in this ad. Number one, someone with a family, right? We've got that family dynamic with the animated bears, right? The dad and the little boy bear, right? So someone with a family. Someone who values comfort, right? Because it's enjoy the go, right? They're plush, they're pillowy. This is someone whose value is comfort. This is probably being marketed, absolutely is being marketed to someone who might experience some discomfort in the bathroom. And I know that might be weird for us to think about, but I know a lot of you out there who are watching right now are moms, have children. And it's actually pretty common when you are, what's it called? When you're potty training your children, that sometimes kids will have an aversion to using the bathroom because they can find doing number two, painful, right? This happens for children sometimes. That can be painful, happens for adults as well. But there can be a little bit of fear about bathroom time when it comes to children. And absolutely, this ad is targeting someone who has that experience, right? Either their child or themselves has that experience. And they're also kind of in a way talking to someone who might have sensitive skin, right? Everyone's different. We might have, different needs from our toilet paper. That's why we have some that are plush, some that are not plush. This is definitely for someone they're kind of marketing to, maybe someone who has a little bit more sensitivities in the bathroom, okay? So those are all like the pieces of information we can kind of see in that ad, right? So this targeting that they're doing doesn't stop people who don't fall into this precise mold from buying their toilet paper, of course. You could check one or all of these boxes or none of these boxes and still be attracted to Charmin. And that's the point, right? It applies to many people, although it's only talking to one person. You could actually go ahead and sum all this all up and say that this ad is their, we don't know who their ideal customer avatar is, but I bet you it's a mom with a family who has a child that's afraid to poop, okay? Like that could be exactly what it is. That could be exactly who their customer avatar is based on all those pieces of information we can kind of glean from the ad, right? So they're talking to one person, but I bet you there's people out there, right, that use Charmin and you don't fall into that category. That's completely normal, okay? So that's the Charmin side of this toilet paper marketing. Now let's take a look at Scott brand toilet paper, okay? Who is this ad targeting? Let's read it. Going, still not gone. How far can your family go with 1,000 sheets per roll? And obviously the graphic here is a seemingly never-ending roll of toilet paper, and then you've got like the little 4-pack, right? Like kind of insinuating here that this 4-pack is going to last you a long time. And Scott even has that name like 1,000, right? Because they like to say that they're like 1,000 sheets per roll, right? So who is this ad targeting? So Scott is all about the toilet paper maximization factor, right? The image of a seemingly never-ending roll of toilet paper really hits home that their product will last you much longer than their competitors. And if you're someone who has experience with Scott versus competitors, you know that they're right. Their rolls of toilet paper are longer, right? Maybe they do have I've never counted them, but maybe they do have 1,000 sheets of toilet paper in a roll. So it is accurate marketing. No one's making anything up about their business. They know what their brand and business and product strengths are, for sure. So who is this ad being marketed to? Again, someone with a family. They actually said the word family in the ad. So that's like ding, ding, ding. Someone who is cost conscious, right? Because someone who's cost conscious is going to be like, yeah, I want to get the most bang for my buck. I want a toilet paper roll that I don't have to like change every single solitary time I'm in the bathroom, This is someone who's also convenience conscious or views toilet paper as a practical necessity. So, another thing you could say is that someone who's like, sometimes you run out. I don't know about you guys, but when I run out of a roll of toilet paper, I find it so annoying that I have to switch it out to another one. Because like all of like the toilet paper majiggers in my house are the ones where like you have the spring loaded and you got to get the tube on and put it on. It's such a pain in the butt, right? So obviously we're talking to someone here who wants more convenience, right? They think toilet paper is a necessity. It's not something that's necessarily comfort, comparing it to the Charmin. So that's who we're targeting here, right? But this targeting doesn't stop people who don't fall into this precise mold from buying it, right? You could check again one or all of these boxes or none of the boxes and still be attracted to Scott, right? And that's the point yet again. It applies to many people, although it's only talking to one person. And again, in this situation, we're talking about Scott's avatar might be a woman with a really big family and she's got a small budget. And so that is who they are marketing to. Okay, so now just out of curiosity, just for fun, are you Team Charmin or Team Scott? I'd love to hear in the comments. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm 100% Team Scott. But since the pandemic hit, it's like Charmin's the only thing that you get in the grocery store anymore. It's like so annoying. Although I did manage to score a package of Scott, but it's like the plush Scott that's like trying to be Charmin. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. I haven't broken into that package yet. So yeah, are you Team Charmin or Team Scott? And I hope like this illustrates to you guys the difference between an ideal customer avatar with the exact same essentially product, right? So here's the funny thing about marketing. When you're talking to one specific person with your marketing, it actually ends up attracting a lot of people. Because by focusing on the values, likes, and personality of one customer, that makes your job creating messaging super easy. And at the same time, lots of people will see pieces of themselves in that message and come along for the ride. I bet if you evaluate the brands and businesses that you support, you can see that not all of them are targeting you specifically, but you still resonate with pieces of it and therefore you follow along. Like think about that. Personally for myself, I follow a lot of, let's say on Instagram, I follow a lot of accounts that are totally not talking to me, like high fashion accounts, right? Or even like mommy bloggers and mommy accounts. This is not something that I'm not in that situation. I'm not a mom, right? I'm not like super fashionable, but I follow these people because something about their message speaks to me, even if I'm not the exact person that they're actually talking to. And, when taking this one step further, I will buy things from brands that don't 100% target me, or I'll pick up their recommendations, etc. Because something about their messaging does hit home with me, even if I'm not the exact precise person that they are marketing to. So think about that. Do you guys follow any accounts or have any situations where you're not the ideal person for that account or that brand, but you still love it? You know what I mean? You're still drawn to it. So every brand and business needs this. Every brand and business needs an ideal customer avatar because every brand and business is marketing themselves, right? It doesn't matter if you run an online shop, if you perform creative services, if you're a coach, a blogger, or just someone who posts to Instagram. If you're trying to grow a following, you are marketing, right? And even if you don't sell your own products, even if you don't have anything to sell, even if you're just looking for sponsorships or donations, or you're using social media to like locate your dream job, everything is marketing, right? A quote I love that kind of sums this all up by Meredith Hill: when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one, okay? So, in terms of productivity, we know that this is true. And this is, again, that 80-20 rule that I love so much. The Pareto principle strikes again, right? Most people following us, we know because of the 80-20 rule, will not buy from us, right? 80% of the people that were in our community will never buy from us. So stop talking to everyone and focus in on one person. This is going to save you so much time and energy because you'll only have to get to know one person and cater to them specifically. And guess what? You're still going to take a whole bunch of people along with you, but you're going to be carving your marketing out to talk to one person who's more likely to be your buyer, right? It's going to be within that 20%. So you're saving yourself time and effort in like so many different ways by focusing on one customer. So let's work out an example for this, right? And how this works, right? So I want you guys to pretend that your ideal customer right now is your best friend, a sibling, or a parent, someone you know really well. We're just gonna, even if they're not actually your ideal customer, think of a person that you know extremely well right now, okay? Who is the person? I want you to write down their name and go ahead and pick them, okay? Could you list off a few content ideas that you think that person would enjoy that's related to your brand or business? This is my challenge to you, just a couple. have this person in mind. Do you think you could come up with content ideas, no matter what content it's for, that would be interesting to that person? Okay. So I have a friend in mind for my example. So content piece number one that I could create for her is number one, easy meal planning tips to keep you on track with your diet goals. She and I the other day had this conversation about how she's like so worried that she's gaining weight because she's at home all the time now and she's snacking, and she's like, how do I meal prep, Alexis? Like, you do that all the time. Like, give me a quick and easy rundown on it, right? So I know that this is content that relates to my business, right? Because I talk about meal planning because it's a productivity tip, and it's pertaining to her life, right? And another topic that I could create is something like productive and entertaining ways to spend time inside. This friend that I have is like the most stereotypical Sagittarius you've ever met. She's never in her home, never. So being in quarantine right now is like driving her crazy. She has no clue what to do while she's at home. So, that's another piece of content I could create that would be catered or to her. Okay. So do you see that it's easier to come up with ideas when you know the specific person that you're creating for? Do you find that to be true? I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of water. You guys keep coming up with those ideas. But I'm sharing this to illustrate that when you know exactly who you're creating for, you can come up with loads of ideas of content to create for them specifically that they would be interested in, right? So let's continue with this example, okay? So with the same person in mind, if you were going to sell them maybe one of your products or services, how much would they pay? Okay, so you know their budget and their spending habits, hopefully, right? So how much would they pay you? And again, don't worry if they're not actually your ideal customer or aren't interested in the products that you actually create for now. I'm just talking about, do you know what target price you would have to hit for that person? Like how much they'd be willing to pay or what their budget is like, right? Think about that. Do you know what that friend, we're going to pretend is your ideal customer, would pay for your products? When you know who your ideal customer is, that will help you define your pricing strategy. When you know exactly who you're selling to and you know what their budget is and you know what they're able to spend, it makes it easier to set pricing as well, okay? So let's talk more about the customer avatar and pricing, okay? Because I know that pricing is a big deal for people to understand. I have a question for you. Do you know the main difference between a $5 drugstore lipstick and a $25 lipstick that you would buy at a makeup counter? Can you guys guess? You could leave me some guesses in the comments. Go ahead. I'll wait. Good. What's the difference between that $5 drugstore lipstick and the $25 one that you get at like a Macy's? What's the difference? The difference is who they're marketing to. A woman shopping at a department store with makeup counters will pay a higher price for essentially the same product that she could get at a drugstore for less. Now, there are lots of reasons for this, right? There's lots of research, lots of information that explains why this is so, but all those reasons don't matter. All that matters is knowing that where the customer shops is an indication of their budget and their price tag tolerance. So if you know that your ideal customer shops at Nordstrom, for example, you know that she can afford a higher priced product or service than if you know that your ideal customer is more likely to shop at a Walmart, for instance, right? And there's no judgment on that situation, right? If you shop at Walmart or Nordstrom, right? What we're talking about here is knowing, is my customer a Nordstrom shopper or a Walmart shopper? Because that's going to make a difference in their price tag tolerance. Now, I don't know about you, but if you've acquired a price tag tolerance of $100 for a shirt, which is, what it is if you go to Nordstrom, you're less likely to flinch at a $100 price tag for a planner if you know that you want the planner, right? Obviously, you couldn't price something low enough for someone who doesn't want it, right? But if you know somebody wants what you have to offer and you know the prices that they're used to paying for different things, you know how to set your pricing a little bit better, right? So I hope that gives you some food for thought with that. Now, if you do want to sell your products for a higher price, then you need to market to the person who's going to pay that price. And if you're not making a lot of sales and you think that it could be your pricing, you think that your pricing is wrong and that's why you're not making sales, it's likely that the audience that you're marketing to can't or won't pay what you're asking. Now, I'd personally rather just adjust my marketing than adjust my pricing, but it would depend on the circumstances of your business for sure, right? There's going to be some situations with, for those of you out there who may just be able to adjust your marketing to the right customer and then you don't have to change your pricing and you're going to start getting sales. But it depends really on what your business is, right? If your business is in some sort of market where the products would be lesser priced anyway, competitors are lesser priced, etc., then maybe that's not a situation you're going to be able to live with. You're going to have to maybe like make some adjustments there. But, that's my personal philosophy, and that hopefully gives you some more insight on how to frame your pricing. So I know what some of you guys might be thinking right now, but Alexis, how do I know if my audience shops at Nordstrom versus Walmart? This is a great question. You guys are so perceptive. I have the best audience. Okay, so what you're really asking about is attracting your target customer. And you're going to do this through the content and posts that you're going to be sharing content and posts that relate to your ideal customer specifically. So if you want to attract more Nordstrom shoppers, okay, if I wanted to do that, let's say, I need to be sharing content that mentions Nordstrom, right? But if I wanted to attract, let's say, a 35-year-old mother who wants to start an online side hustle, I need to know what she likes and integrate her quirks into my content. Maybe she is a Nordstrom shopper as well. But the more specific that you can get about who your customer is, through the ideal customer avatar, you're going to be able to figure out the things that you need to share about and talk about in your content that's going to attract that person to you that has those likes, has those interests, has those values. It's not about getting your existing audience to fit your ideals. It's about changing what you're posting and talking about to fit into the things your ideal customer cares about, right? So I think you guys are hopefully starting to see what I'm saying, right? There is a nuance to this, but you need to know who your ideal customer is before you can work through all that nuance, right? So I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to look at the comments, see where you guys are at. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys are hopefully up to date a little bit behind. I know you guys are like, there's a little delay behind me, but awesome. So hopefully you guys are starting to see the picture of what this ideal customer avatar is all about and how it can help you. So next, I want to go ahead and jump into our activity, creating your ideal customer avatar, okay? So remember, the ideal customer avatar is the precise person that you're trying to market to. So who are they? That is the question you're trying to answer. Does your ideal customer want what you're selling? We're going to talk about that in a second. Let's walk through an activity first to define them, okay? So I've got 10 basic questions for you to answer. These are 10 basic questions, but you may find that you want to ask more questions pertaining to your business specifically to get answers to, and that's awesome. But these are 10 basic questions that are going to give you that basic avatar to start with for sure, okay? So here we go, pen and paper. How old is your ideal customer? Don't give me a range here. I want you to give me a number, one age. How old is your ideal customer? Okay, question number one. If you guys want to answer in the comments, feel free to do so. Okay. Now, if you want me to talk about my ideal customer, I guess, a little bit, I have decided that my ideal customer is 30. Okay, that's my ideal right now. I think 30. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Alexis, I am not a 30-year-old woman. That's right. You may not be, and that's okay, right? But I have to think about one person I'm marketing to. It doesn't matter if you are older or younger than that. If that's where you are, like in spirit, you know what I mean? Like if you have the same things in common as a 30-year-old woman would, then you are going to be part of my tribe. I know I have a lot of people who are maybe on the higher end of that number, and I think it has to do with people's personalities too, right? Because age really is just a number, right? You could be like a very old 30-year-old, or you could be a very young 30-year-old, right? Very old 50-year-old or a very young 50-year-old. Age is just a number, but you have to identify the exact person that I'm talking to. So my ideal customer, I've decided 30. Where do they live? Okay, so in terms of the city that they live in or the neighborhood inside that city, like I'm thinking like in New York City, don't just say New York City. Do they live in Soho? Do they live in downtown? Where do they live in the city, right? Where exactly live? And what kind of home style do they have, right? Do they live in an apartment, a townhouse, a detached home? Do they live on a farm? There's so many, a ranch. Where does your ideal customer live? Okay, very important to know this. Question number 2. Okay. Question number 3, what's their education history? So what's their highest level of education? What's the story with that, right? Where are they in education wise? Okay, very important to know. And this is important because obviously, like if you know the education level of your ideal customer, that's going to adjust the language that you may use, right? So if you're like, oh, my ideal customer has a high school education and that's it, right? Then you're not going to be using big, complicated, flowery language, right? Because if they didn't go to college, not to say that people had to go to college to be more, intellectually bulky in the like language department, but people who have a higher education tend to go better with big flowery words, language, stuff like that. So things that you'll think about, there's going to be a lot of elements of your marketing that are going to go into the answers to these questions. So what is the education history of your ideal customer? What is their family status? Are they single? Are they in a relationship? Are they married? Do they have children? Do they have pets? What is their family situation? Do they live at home still with their parents? Lots of different situations. Do they have roommates? All of this is going to be very important for you targeting that specific person. How do they dress and where do they shop? Very important, right? So when you know, right, where they shop, do they shop at Nordstrom? Do they shop at Walmart? What's their style, right? And all of that information, again, when you think about, if you think about my brand, right? Like there is a very specific aesthetic that I use with my branding, with my photography, with styling my home and things like that, things that I share with you guys. So all of that is going to go into attracting someone who has a similar aesthetic as me. Either they have it already or it's aspirational, right? But that's going to all go into the way that you're marketing to that ideal customer. What are the favorite foods and drinks? And where do they like to go out to eat, right? Right? You need to know details about the life of your ideal customer, right? If you feel like your ideal customer is someone who's like all about that fast food life, you probably don't want to like share photos of you sitting down for like 4-course meals. You know what I mean? I mean, you could obviously, absolutely, but it's not going to speak directly to that customer, right? And that's what the point of all this is, to figure out how you need to frame your marketing so that you're speaking to your ideal customer. What do they do for work, right? Are they employed, unemployed? What exactly do they do? What's their exact job? What do they do all day? How are they employed? Very important. What are their hobbies, right? How do they like to spend their time? Good things to know, so you can mention all of those things in your social posts and in your content. Question 9, what shows, movies, podcasts, and books, in general, I'm going to say media, because even me just saying like shows, movies, podcasts, books, that's probably limiting, right? I'm not talking about comic books, right? I'm not talking about records, right? So what sorts of media are they into, right? What do they enjoy? What do they enjoy? It's going to be useless sharing, a list of like the 10 best podcasts that you recommend if your ideal audience doesn't even know what a podcast is, right? Very important. And then finally, question 10, what are their goals and what are their problems, right? Knowing where your ideal customer wants to go and what they're struggling with is like exactly how you want to position your business, right? Because you want to position your business as the solution to the problem, as the way that they get to their goals, right? There's something they're lacking, there's something they're needing, there's a hurdle they need to overcome. If you know what that is, you can just position your business right there, right? So that your business becomes the solution that they need. Very important to know the answer to this question. Okay, so how to use this information, right? So you can use the examples, right, of all the different things that you learned about them, where they like to eat, what they like to eat, what shows and things they watch in videos or posts, and align them with, these crucial details. You'll show things that relate to these details in your social media posts. You'll focus on topics that help your ideal customer solve their problems and realize their goals. And you'll identify SEO optimized keywords for your content and marketing. That's actually going to be next week's class. So this class structure that I've got for you guys is really going to be building on itself. So, with knowing this information of who your ideal customer is, you're going to be able to identify the keywords that you're going to want to use in your content and marketing so that you make your content and marketing stronger, and you've got that information to help you create content moving forward that's going to attract that audience in, okay? So very important. That's what next week's class is, okay? So other things to do that are in the realm of creating this ideal customer avatar, go ahead and give your ideal customer a name, right? You want to really be able to think of them as a specific person. And if you give them a name, and bonus points, if you can get like a picture of a person and be like, this is my ideal customer, Amber, right? Or this is my ideal customer, Joe, right? If you can think of them as a human, as a person that you know that's like a friend of yours, right? Like that person that's really close to you, like your sibling, your friend, parent, etc. That's going to go a long way in helping you to get to know them better and to do a better job marketing to them. Go ahead and create a Pinterest mood board for them, right? So if you like, once you gather all this information, put it in a Pinterest mood board. So when you're sitting down to do your messaging, you can take a look at this stuff and be like, I'm inspired by this piece. I should mention something about this. Oh yeah, my ideal customer likes that. I should pull that into something, right? Something that can help you collect all these ideas. And I would recommend that you check out the Pinterest boards of followers or people that you know who might fit your ideal customer avatar for additional insight into their interests and ideals, right? If you actually know someone who is your ideal customer, whoa, then you can just basically stalk all their stuff and be like, okay, everything is information gathering for you. Oh, now when you ID a real customer in your audience that fits this avatar, you want to get to know them more. So existing business owners may very well find that they already know a customer that fits their ideal avatar. So use them as your inspiration. You know, for a long time, right now, I'm going through like a revamp of who my ideal customer avatar is. But for a long time, there was a customer, a follower, a member of my community. Hi, if you're there. Hi, how are you? I'm not going to call you out by name. Who was my inspiration, who was my avatar. So every time I would create something, it's like, I'm creating this for her, right? I'm creating for this person. And that helps to kind of unify your messaging when you're creating for one person. So if you can identify someone who is that ideal customer, that's awesome, right? That's going to help you go a long way to creating more things. And if you have a person that you could actually talk to, reach out to, it's going to give you so much more information. Now, very important question. Does my ideal customer even want what I'm selling, right? This is a little bit of working backwards here, right? Because you really should already know that your ideal customer wants what you're selling before you get into all this. But I realize that we're kind of, you might be doing this after you've already started a business. So we have to like fit these things together. So the way that you find out is that you have to ask them, right? This is basic market research. You'll have to find examples of your ideal customer and see if they want what you're selling at the price that you're selling it for, right? This is for people who maybe have never had a business before or haven't actually sold anything to their audience, right? For those of you who have already been in business, who have been selling, you know who your ideal customer is, or you have a really good idea, using those questions, you'll be able to create an avatar for who your ideal customer is. You know that they already want what you're selling, right? So that is actually how you'll be able to actually check it, right? To make sure that they actually want what you're selling. And if they do, then you can go forward making marketing and see how things work out and see if that audience really does convert the way that you'd like it to. This is the only person, remember, that you have to talk to with your marketing. You only have to talk to one person. You don't have to talk to everyone. This is the only person you have to create products for, right? So if you're like, I don't know what products to create, you could start with an avatar and create products for them, right? Or if you've started your business already and you have a few products and you want to expand, this is how you determine how you want to expand your product or service lineup. And this is the only person whose budget you need to fit in with your pricing. You're never going to make everyone happy with whatever your pricing is, right? Again, you couldn't charge little enough for something that someone didn't want, right? You couldn't say, give someone like, hey, I'll give you $1 for this. If they don't want it, they're not going to pay for it, right? But if you know what the budget is for your ideal customer, that's the only person you have to please with your pricing, right? Because they're the person that you really want to buy your product. They're the person you're selling to. And as long as you're staying on message with that, you're going to attract more people like that ideal customer. So I'm sitting here at, almost about an hour. I know that was a lot of information. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking right now. Okay, so I'll get to questions in a little bit, actually, when we get through this. So what are you guys thinking? Did you feel like that was a lot? I'm trying to keep this short, but I feel like we packed a lot in there. So if you're thinking right now, wow, Alexis, Thank you so much for all that valuable information. I have so many ideas now for planning and marketing that I want to get started on ASAP. If this is what you're thinking right now, the next section is for you because we're going to talk about the CEO strategy planner real quick before we wrap up. And it's my strategic business planning inserts if you're not familiar with them yet. So this activity that we did today is essential for your creative business plan. So if you already own the CEO strategy planner, I want you to go ahead and use this information to complete your executive summary and target market pages. This is actually like a spread in the creative business plan of the CEO strategy planner. Who are your customers, right? That's a very important thing for you to know. You want to put in your ideal customer avatar into that space so you're very clear on who you are marketing to. It's also going to help you get clear on what your business sells and the outcomes you produce for your customers, right? Because you're going to know their goals and the pain points they have, the things they're struggling with, their problems, right? And you're ultimately going to know how to market to your customers too. So today's exercise really helps you with that whole target market page of your creative business plan. So use this information to fill that in. Now, if you don't already have the CEO strategy planner, I highly recommend it, right? The CEO strategy planner is the only comprehensive business planner on the market. I have checked. I have never found anything like this before. It's going to help you create more effective business and marketing plans. And over the next few weeks, I'll be doing more workshops on topics like this to help you learn to use the planner and to upgrade your marketing. And this is the tool that ties it all together. So for those of you who already have the planner, you guys may be familiar with this page. If you haven't filled it in yet, go forth. If you already filled it in and you're like, oh, I need to make adjustments, go forth. It's a printable planner, right? You just print yourself a new page and fill it in. No big deal. But this entire series, I want to help you learn how to use this planner more effectively and really upgrade your marketing, really upgrade your business, really help you hit those goals you have for your business. So let's really quickly run down what's inside the CEO strategy planner, what's it all about, etc. So like I said, it's a strategic business planner. It's over 60 undated print-on-demand inserts. It is the ultimate business planning tool. It's designed for creative entrepreneurs, small business owners, bloggers, YouTubers, podcasters, and social media influencers. It will help you to create a vision for your business and break that vision down into manageable steps. It'll help you set clear objectives and outline plans that help you work more efficiently. It's going to help you maximize your marketing efforts by organizing and outlining content, campaigns, and messages. It's going to help you keep a close eye on all your financial targets to grow your income, shrink your expenses, and get direct visibility to your business's profitability. So let's run down really quickly the inserts. First section of inserts is the business planning inserts. In this packet here, not packet, but like in this section of inserts, you get the business plan divider, executive summary, target market. That's what we did today, the target market. You get your brand vision, monthly objectives overview, yearly business plan, quarterly business plan, monthly business plan, okay? Business objectives inserts. You get the objectives divider, the workflow, the project plan insert, the project budget, project tracker. The marketing inserts, you get the marketing plan divider, the content brainstorm, content planner, content outline, content tracker, campaign builder. And oh, by the way, I should say next week, we're basically working on content brainstorm, content planner. Like that's what we're working on next week. Okay. This is why you want to get this if you don't have it already. We're literally building people's marketing plans in this series of videos that I'm doing. Okay. So that was the marketing plan inserts. And then the financial planning inserts, you get the finances divider, the P&L, which is profit and loss, yearly financial overview, monthly bill tracker, yearly bill tracker, income and expense tracker, savings tracker, donation tracker. And then I have a whole bunch of bonuses that go along. You get printable planner tabs, so a whole set of printable planner tabs so you can actually like create a whole big, whole binder if you wanted for yourself, all organized out. The CEO cover and dashboard. That says my favorite position is CEO. You get an inbox and outbox divider, and you get monthly dividers, so every month of the year, so you can organize these business plans exactly how you need them. You'll get the CEO desktop wallpaper. That's my favorite position as CEO, and the smartphone wallpaper as well. Miscellaneous things to know about this. The file prints at half letter, A5, letter, and A4. It comes with detailed print instructions so that you can get the result that you're looking for. It's undated, so you can use it year after year. Print on demand, so you have all the inserts you need whenever you need them. You can print as much as you want. And it integrates nicely with the physical or digital planning system of your choice. So it doesn't matter what planner you use to like manage your time, like what calendar system you use. This is going to go nicely along with it, okay? So CEO Strategy Planner on sale now. Download your copy today. There's a link in the description box. use the code CEO Plans to get $25 off your purchase for watching this class with me today, okay? I really want to make sure as many of you guys as possible get this tool and can really maximize this series of workshops that I'm doing, because we're literally building business plans here, people, okay? I'm going to help you build your business plans. I'm going to answer your questions, make sure you've got your target audience, make sure that you're doing your SEO keywords right, make sure you're building that content plan, right? Make sure that you are marketing to the right people so that you're getting your business message out there to as many people as possible, attracting the ones back to you that are the right fit for your brand and business and products and services, okay? So let me go ahead. I'm going to get out of this and we're going to go back to, hello, full page of me here, okay? Full screen here. I also want to go ahead and I need to, here we go. Okay, and now I'm going to start taking questions. I've got the information right here for you for the CEO Strategy Planner. There's a picture of it right there. Oh, right there. CEO Strategy Planner, it's the ultimate business planner. Over 60 undated print-on-demand inserts. Purchase your copy today. Use the code CEO Plans for 25% off. The link is in the description. So let me go ahead and see the comments. Make sure you guys, if you found this to be valuable, interesting, intriguing, thought-provoking, give this video a thumbs up, please. There are more people on than thumbs up. Let's go back and see. Slim at Home Mom. Tiffany, you said your name was, right? I think I remember that from earlier. This is amazing content. Thank you. You are so welcome. And I hope you guys all found this to be very valuable. Okay? So here's a good question. Are you saying to have a customer database? I don't know what you mean by that, but not necessarily. I'm talking about when you're going to create your marketing, right? Your content, your posts, marketing campaigns. You need to have one single person that you have in mind that you are marketing towards. Okay? It's not a whole bunch of people, not a database of people. You need one person. You need to have one person, an avatar, a profile, a model for one person. Let's say that Planner Scrapbook Association. Okay, so I'm going to assume you do something with planners and scrapbooking, right? Not personally a scrapbooker myself, but let's say I was. Let's say you wanted your avatar to be me, right? I'm the person you want to target. You're going to get to know me, right? Talk to me, get information from me, do some market research to see the things that I like, and you're going to create marketing on your own for your business that would attract me, right? That talks about things that are important to me, right? That positions you in a way that I would say, oh, wow, out of all the scrapbooking companies out there, I like that one. That one really looks like it's mine, like it's for me, right? That's what you want to do. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, hold on. I'm going to add this to broadcast because I think this is important to talk about. Tony Tyler said, under 6 years old is your target market. Okay. Here is a common misconception, okay? I don't know what you sell, Tony. I'm going to assume under 6 years old. Let's say that you sell toys, children's toys, right? Your target customer is not a 6-year-old. Yes, your marketing is going to look at the 6-year-old, right? But you also need to bring in the actual decision maker for financial decisions, right? So your target market isn't a 6-year-old. Your 6-year-old isn't buying toys for themselves. They're telling mommy and daddy or grandma and grandpa or auntie and uncle what toys they want, right? So the person that you want to attract initially with your marketing, maybe a 6-year-old, but really you want to attract the parents, caregivers of a 6-year-old, right? Because they're the ones that are actually making the financial decision. So this is a very important distinction that you want to make with your, when you're creating your customer avatar is, are you attracting the financial decision maker, right? You could say that once you get to products that would be geared towards teenagers, fine. Absolutely. Teenagers may have money. They may have more say over what they can buy, but a 6-year-old doesn't. So in your marketing, you're going to be positioning your product to be like, hey, mom of a 6-year-old, here's something that you want to buy for your kid because it's going to solve this problem that you've got, right? You know, toys, what problems do they solve? Keeping children occupied, for sure. A lot of times parents care about making sure that their toys for their children are educational, etc., right? Obviously, that's not going to be everyone, but that could be a very specific person within the toy market, right? So I hope that makes sense. Be very careful that you actually know who the person is that makes the financial decision. There is a reason that Charmin and Scott, both of their images were for families. Because guess who makes most of the purchasing decisions for a family? The mom. So that's why I said in both examples that it was a mother was the person who was being targeted, right? Because the mother actually has the power of the purse strings when it comes to home things most of the time. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to everyone. There are some, first of all, any men could run a family too. You know what I mean? Everything could apply to the opposite gender as well. But Scott, Charmin, etc., they are talking to a woman. They're trying to talk to a woman, right? And we know this from, again, lots of marketing data explains to us that women have the power of the purse inside of a home. Even though she might not spend it on herself, she is the one who has to decide what brand of toilet paper comes home, right? So be very careful that you know that your ideal customer is the financial decision maker, has the power to be able to execute that decision. Very important. Rachel Leon says, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Nailed it. Girlfriend, welcome. Awesome. See, it works sometimes. But then I have a lot of people who are different ages. I have people who are younger. I have people who are older. And like I said, especially with the people who are maybe older, right? So you guys, to me, like your energy is like a 30-year-old, right? The idea of why I'm attracting a 30-year-old is I want a mindset. I want a mindset of a woman who still has goals, who doesn't feel like her life is over. And I want a mindset of a woman who is like eager and wants to go after things and wants that productivity and wants to build something for themselves still. And honestly, the other thing about being 30 and not 29 or 28 is like there's a switch that metaphorically happens at about 30, which is I don't care what other people think, I'm going after my life. You know what I mean? And that's why I chose 30, right? That's to me like a good age, right? Now, anyone could be any age. Like I'm 34, right? Like, right? You could still, it still applies. I'm trying to talk to somebody with that mindset though. So that's why I picked that age. Edie says, I use Capsule as my CRM. It's great for following up with leads. Okay, cool. Nice information to have here. We'll share that with people in case anyone's looking for that information, right? Cool. Yvette says, very thought-provoking. I'm very glad this was helpful for you. So Tony says, this is good. So this is what I'm hoping. See, I'm looking at a lot of my problems differently after answering these questions. Excellent. This is what I want you to do. This is something that, is, I feel like it's business 101 to do a customer avatar of some sort, but I feel like a lot of people just gloss over it. They're like, I know who my target market is, right? But do you? And have you stayed up to date with that? Like I said, I had one avatar before that was literally a person in my community, but now I have shifted and I'm talking to someone else, and that's fine. A lot of times as your business grows and develops, it's going to change. So you want to check in with this. You want to check in and make sure that you're still talking to the same people and still wanting to attract those people, right? Very important. Gloria says, as always, lots of great info. Excellent. So happy that it's helpful for you guys. Slim says, no, we can't be almost done already. Trying to keep this brief, Slim, but I will be back at it next week. But I'm here for questions. I will stay as long as you guys need for questions. Ocean One Lady says, actually a lot of strong info. Excellent. Like I'm really trying to help you guys with this, and I hope that these are helpful. And I'm trying to make these classes as info-packed, as actionable, just as strategy-driven as we can without getting incredibly overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like I don't want you to go to like a, this isn't like a lecture at college. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be fun, interactive, actionable, go forth. Excellent. So Miss Jackson says, this has helped me to realize that I know who my avatar personally, and that's excellent because if you know them personally, you can pick their brain. And every time you create your marketing, Miss Jackson, you have to think about that person and be like, oh, would she like this? Or he or she like this, right? Would they like it? Would they want it? Right? This is how you do it. Okay, so Tony says, I just noticed it is their parents. Correct. Excellent. Okay, excellent. So glad that all these things are connecting for you guys. Excellent. So my target avatar is a 35-year-old stay-at-home mom who is looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight while being primarily at home. Excellent. Excellent. So just keep digging. Find some 35-year-old stay-at-home moms, right, that want to be healthier while staying at home. and find out more things that they like, right? What music they listen to, what podcasts they listen to, they read books, right? What they're struggling with, right? Because you're going to be able to create content that speaks exactly to them. Thumbs up, everyone. Still more people here than thumbs up. I'm so happy that this is connecting with you guys. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Should we be gender specific? Yes, you should. Yes, you should, because a 35-year-old stay-at-home dad is going to want different things than a 35-year-old stay-at-home mom. So yes, you do want to be gender. You want to be specific, not even just gender. You want to talk to one person. This person could be gender fluid for all you know. You know what I mean? You're doing the research. You're doing this. But it's one person. You're talking to one person. Pick a person and you're talking to them. One person. One person. That's why you're giving them a name. Awesome. Here we go. Island Girl Tracy says, I'm 34 and I just purchased your CEO planner recently. So you targeted the correct demographics for real. See? I love when this connects with you guys so you guys actually see what's going on and how this works. Awesome. I'm so loving this. Here we go. Joanne says, I love the description of your ideal client. I'm older, but your planner was the planner that I wanted for me. And see, here's an example here. I just want to make sure you guys can see these because I know it's being partly blocked off, but you guys can see most of it. This is the point with this. Just because I'm trying to talk to a 30-year-old woman does not mean that a woman who is older or younger is going to be like, not for me, out, right? You know what I mean? Some people will, absolutely. But people are still going to follow along. They're still going to make purchases, even if they're not your ideal customer. And I want to make sure, and Joanne, you're in the right place. I'm so happy that hopefully you're going to be joining me for more of these classes. Please, you guys, purchase the planner. Print it out. Let's get started working on your business. We are in what better time than the present right now with what's going on in the world to spend a little bit of time investing in your business. We all have a little bit more time now. You know what I mean? And I realize that for some people, that's not true. Some people, their daycare has, or their, the kids being home has actually overwhelmed them. But the time is now. You know what I mean? There is no time but the present. For a lot of us, there is extra time. And if you're enjoying the series, this is basically free business coaching. I don't want to make it so obvious. You guys, I'm giving you free business coaching through this. You know what I mean? These are things that would normally go into classes and courses, but I want to give this to you guys for free because I want you guys to experience this. I want you guys to really set your businesses up for success. I want more people in my community having those success stories, and I want to be able to give this to people who can't afford it right now because a lot of people are out of work on minimum incomes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of issues going on right now with money with people. So I want to be able to make this free, but I also want to make sure that the people who can support me, who want to make these business goals a reality, want to become an influencer, want to be doing this, join me, invest in the planner, and you're going to be able to, through these classes, really learn how to execute flawlessly on your marketing. And this is going to be a skill that you're going to take with you and carry with you as you're building your business. So thank you guys all for being here. I'm so happy and grateful, and I just love you guys all, and I'm really glad that these classes have been helpful for you guys. Let's see. So Gloria said, oh, now I discovered I want a busy 30-year-old mom who wants to have an updated home. Thank you. Excellent. You're very welcome. Very glad to be helpful, right? Oh. So Rachel says, is this planner acceptable if you are still coming up with what you want your business to be, or if you are a multi-passionate? Yes! First of all, Rachel, welcome to the club of 30-something-year-old women who are multi-passionate. Hello, that's me. Yes, this is absolutely something that I think is going to help you build a business for the first time. This is a business planner. So you know that the concept of having a business plan for your business is the basic thing that everyone is told to do, business 101, right? This is going to help you not only create that business plan. A lot of times people's business plans are a one-page statement. And I'm what am I supposed to do with this? When I, literally me starting out with my business, what am I supposed to do with this, basic information, just reference it? I took the concept of a business plan and broke it down for a creative entrepreneur to be able to literally break down their business goals into objectives, into manageable plans, break down their marketing, right? Into this is the process for brainstorming, coming up with your content, mapping it all out, right? Executing on it. This is how you build a campaign, right? All of these things are inside of the planner, and of course, financial stuff too. There's a whole section on finances, keeping track of your finances, P&L, profit loss, the yearly overview. Very essential inserts that are going to help you when it comes to tax time. I know taxes are stressful for a lot of entrepreneurs. When you're keeping track, or you have at least a worksheet to fill in, Makes it so much easier. So much easier at tax time. You just look at something, and go, oh, I know how much my travel, my T&E was. Okay, that's that. There we go. That's a box I know how to fill, right? Like, you know what your things were when you're keeping track, right? So every element of a creative business that I could think of, building one plan for you to get strategic about what you're going after. So absolutely, Rachel, this is for beginners as well, right? As long as you know there's something that you're trying to achieve and you want to start a business, this is for you. Go ahead. Go ahead and get it. There's that coupon code. Make sure you use that when you check out for $25 off. Excellent, excellent. Tiffany says, I'm going to purchase your planner right now. Thank you so much. Tiffany, you're going to be ready for next week. You're going to be ready. Oh, wait, these things are off center. I'm so sorry. I've been cutting off part of your faces. Yeah, we're doing more of these classes. Next week, we're going to go into the content marketing with the SEO. So you want to, guys, make sure if you're buying the planner, if you already have it, please have your ideal customer avatar kind of worked out or what you think it is by next Saturday, because we want to use that information. I'm going to show you how I do my SEO keyword research, and then we're going to start doing content, breaking down content, right? But you're going to want my inserts to do this with, because literally that's what class next week is. We're going to build some editorial calendars together. So get excited. That's definitely I consider that to be my strong suit, building content stuff, right? You guys know I love the content. Miss Jackson, got it. Thank you. Excellent. Welcome to the CEO Club, Miss Jackson. Let's see. Okay, so Maria says, you want to create a dog hotel school plans. Yes. Whatever your business is, you need to plan it, right? Like, yes, absolutely. I will say that this planner is geared towards creative business owners, right? Especially if you're trying to use content marketing, right? So this is not the, parts of this, right? I think of this I kind of think of the planner in three main sections. One is like your actual business plans and objectives, right? So like your business goals and the objectives that you're going to get there with. Then there's a whole marketing section, and there's a finances section. Any business will use the first and the last, right? If you are a business that you know that you have two options for attracting your audience. It's doing your own marketing, which is what I do, or paying for advertising, which I do not do. I have meddled with it in the past, like Facebook ads and things like that, but I don't like it. I would rather be the person that's creating the content for free for my audience and bringing in customers that way. It just works better for me. So again, those are three sections of like a business. My business uses all three of those. If you're an online creator or something like that, anyone who's trying to create content online, right? Doing marketing, things like that, posting on social media, then all three of those are going to be for you, right? If that's how you're going to create your, attract your audience, right? But obviously, if you are, let's say, a business that isn't operating through marketing, you're just going to put ads out there. You could still there are still parts of that though. Like I'm trying to think of like, maybe you wouldn't use those inserts, but now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, but if you're doing ads, you're still doing campaigns and you're still probably sending emails. So actually, yeah, never mind. Maybe this applies to everyone anyway. You know what I mean? Like whether or not you do ads or not. So what I would say is that it's for someone who works or advertise online, right? So you're doing stuff online of some sort. You're using the internet to help you grow your business. Doesn't mean that your products or services are only online, but you're using it because you're either going to be using digital marketing or you're going to be using ads. Either way, you still need the marketing section. So see, I love talking this through with you guys. These are really helpful questions for me to have, you guys. So thank you. Planner Scrapbook Association. Laura. I'm so sorry. I just saw that. Do you have a video showing your live setup? So 2 videos ago, we walked through it was the Creative Business Plans video. That walks through the entire planner. Now, I'm going to be doing a live planner walkthrough at the end of this month. It's not next week's class, it's the following class. I thought I'd put like a fun class in there so you guys can see how I have my planner set up. Here's my planner right here, my Chanel cover, nice. Inside of this, I have my master planner, the CEO strategy planner, my meal planning kit, and my High Vibe Bible, my journaling inserts. So I actually have a lot here. This doesn't hold like a tremendous amount. I'm only using like 3/4 inch discs. But yeah, we're going to do a live planner walkthrough the last Saturday of April. Okay. So that's coming. So join me for that. I just thought we'd do a fun thing. Throw something fun in there, Cynthia, I will be showing my planner. Yes, we're going to be doing that. Sonique says, and I already answered this. Yes. Yes, it is still applicable. It's probably more useful for some. I mean, I hate to say more useful, but yeah, how do you think you're going to get your business started if you don't have plans? You know what I mean? Like, this is going to help you map out the plans that you're going to execute on. So I would say that it's just as important for you. And Maria, okay, so Maria, we're following up on this question again. If you are planning to do any sort of digital marketing or run ads to attract your audience, right? If you're doing more than just word of mouth, then yes, the whole planner will help you. If not, the marketing section might not be something that you use very much, but you can still use it. Like, the answer is yes. I still think any business could use this. I'm still trying to like really think of where it's not valuable. Aw, shelter girl. Remind me your name. I'm familiar with your handle. She says, I love your planners and I've been using them since 2019. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a follower and a user of my planners. I'm so excited. So, okay, Tiffany purchased. Yes, so excited to have you. So excited. Yeah, we're gonna get down to content planning next week. This is gonna be fun. Actually, I say that next week's video might be longer. Oh, I'm trying to keep these minimal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Maybe an hour and a half tops. I mean, I'm trying to make these like bite size kind of, but you guys know how I describe things. Like, I have a topic and then I should tell you the topic, and then we also talk about how the topic fits into your business in all different ways. So it's like a puzzle piece that actually requires all different puzzle pieces in my head for me to explain, and therefore I tell you guys way too much all the time. Caroline, thank you so much for reminding me, Caroline, thank you. Okay, you guys, well, we are an hour and 16 minutes into this class. If there are no more questions, I will go ahead and say my goodbyes. Once more, for any of you who may have just joined, please give this video a thumbs up if you found it valuable. I'm so glad to be providing this series for you guys. Of course, whoa, what did I do here? Oh no, what did I do? I made this little. I don't know what I did with this. I keep doing this thing where I change the sizes of these. I need to figure out what I was doing. Okay, CEO Strategy Planner. Oh, here we go. Make this big again. I am doing this series here for free on YouTube, live streamed, and it's all pertaining to elements of the CEO Strategy Planner to help you learn how to build your business plan. So absolutely, today's class, all of these workshops are brought to you by the CEO Strategy Planner. Please consider it. If you found this content helpful and you want to go in depth in creating your business plans, this is the tool. This is the tool for you. That's the tool. It is linked in the description. Please use the code CEO Plans to get $25 off your purchase. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And yeah, I will see you guys next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about SEO, content strategy, keywords, creating some editorial calendars. Hope to see you there. Bye.